Rahim. Chapter 1, the computer system, we will discuss from page number 7 and page number 8. Software. The softwares are computer programs that are needed for running or operating a computer system. Your computer is just like a box. It cannot do anything without the software. So, software helps the computer to run and to perform different tasks. A program is a sequence of step-by-step instructions to perform a particular task. Softwares can be divided into two forms. You can see this. Categories of software. Software are two types: system software and application software. System softwares are further divided into operating systems and utility programs. Right? I will explain all these things in the next slide. Till that, remember, softwares are of two types: system software and application software. Now, system software, as the name tells you, it is a system software, so it helps the system. Okay, these are the programs which helps the system. Now see what your book says and what is the definition of it. System software refers to programs designed to control the operation of a computer system. See, I told you, the name tells that it helps the system. These programs assist in running application programs. System softwares can be divided into operating systems, drivers, interpreters, compilers and assemblers. Now see, what are these? Operating systems, drivers and all these things. Operating system. An operating system is the master control program that runs the computer. It controls the flow of signals from the central processing unit to various parts of the computer. See, like someone is having Windows 7, some is having Windows XP on this PC. So these XP and Windows 7, Windows 10, what are these? These are the operating system, which are the master controls program that runs on the computer. Without system software or operating system, your computer cannot work. Some popular systems are Windows, Android, Linux and Mac operating system. Now, drivers. What are drivers? Suppose you have said to your parents that you need a printer. Your parents have brought printer for you. So you install the cable and you said that, Baba, it's not working. So what is the reason behind it? With the printer, you attached the cable, you turned it on, but it is not working. So what will happen? In this way, you can see that with the box you have got a CD. A CD is a driver for your printer. Driver helps your hardware to connect or work with your system, right? If you will not install driver, your hardware will not work properly. Now see what the definition says. A driver is a computer program, as I told you, that enables a computer to interact with the hardware, right? It helps the computer to interact with the hardware or makes the environment suitable for the hardware to work with your system, such as printer, flash, USB drive, etc. Now, compilers, interpreter and assemblers. What are these? Suppose I am talking to you. We went to some other country and there is a Chinese language. Can you understand what I have said? I have said that you are welcome here. How I come to know? It means a person is there who is translating that language to me and I come to know, welcome to our country. Right? So these are what I need a translator, because I cannot understand that Chinese or a French language. So a person who knows that, he or she will convert it into a language which I can understand. Similarly, in the case of human beings and computers, when they talk each other, they cannot understand. Computer cannot understand our language, we cannot understand computer's language. You know, computer language is zeros and one. So for this we need an translator. These compilers, interpreters and assemblers, these are actually the translators. Now the functioning is slightly different. Yes, they all do the translation of different languages into high and low level languages, but what is the function? What is the difference? Compiler takes the program, whole program, and at once convert it into a form that the computer can understand. Alright? It reads the whole program and then at one go translates into a machine language. You know, machine language is zeros and one. And the translated program is called the object program or an object code. Now interpreter. Interpreter is slightly different. It takes only first line, convert it into a machine understandable file and machine language and executes it. Execute means run it. It then does the same for the next statement. Only difference between compiler and interpreter is that compiler takes the whole program, but it takes line by line. Interpreter takes line by line. Interpreter is a smaller program than a compiler. Because why it is a smaller? Because it takes only one line, first line. Object code produced by the interpreter is not saved. Now assembler. Assembler is the big brother. He just assembler converts only assembly language into a machine language. They all convert languages into machine languages. Okay, I told you there are two types of software. One is system software, which we have already done. System software, then drivers, interpreter, compiler and assembler. Right? Now the second part of the software was application software. Application software helps the user, like system software helps the system, application software helps the system. They can be divided into packages and utilities. Package is a computer application consisting of one or more programs created to do a particular type of work. Actually, package is something different types of software combined together in a single CD. This is called a package, like word processors, like graphics packages, like database, accounting and spreadsheets. There are different types of packages. And utilities are the maintenance work. These are the programs designed to do the maintenance work on the computers, like backup, antivirus, disk defragmenters and disk compression utilities. I hope you can understand. There are two types of software, system software and application software. System software helps the system and application software helps the user. Now, when we talk each other, we use a medium of communication. This is called the language, right? Similarly, if we want to communicate with computer, we also need to know the different types of languages. Computer has two types of languages, low level languages and high level. As the name says, low level. Low level means these are low level for us because we cannot understand these. These are totally machine dependent. Code written for one machine might not work for the other. These are of two types, machine language and assembly language. Now, machine language is the language that the computer understands and executes directly without translation. Because computer can understand this, we cannot. Whenever we are talking about machine language, low level language, this is zeros and one. In machine language, each instruction is written in the form of a long string of zeros and one. Our program written in machine language runs very fast because no translation is required. But these are very difficult to write. Now, assembly language. This is the first computer language to use words with the letters of English alphabets. Because before this we were only using zeros and one. Now that was the first language, assembly language, that used English alphabets. It was developed in 1950. This is very important for objectives. Each instruction to the computer is written using a letter combination. Okay. Now, high level languages. These are the high level languages because human beings can understand and computer cannot understand. A program in high level language is called a source program. It cannot run directly on the computer because it first be converted or compiled or interpreted first. Compiled or interpreted, compilers and interpreters, if you remember, I have told you these are the translators which convert high level languages into a machine code. Machine code means zeros and one which computer can understand. High level language programs are machine independent. Basic, COBOL, Fortran, C and C++ are your high level language. With this we have done our first chapter completed. Now we will do some written work.